Hey guys, how's it going? Master Bucks here, and welcome to yet another episode and a brand new season of the Salford City career mode in FIFA 20. We've got some brand new players joining us from pre-contract signings from previous seasons, so new look team as well going into it. We are set and hopefully ready for a much better season this time around in the Premier League. This, I hope, is the season, the new season where we really start to kick on. We had a very slow start. We won one game out of our first 10 or so in the Premier League to start it last season. We need to correct that, have a hot flying start, and hopefully finish, if we can. The goal this season is to qualify for some sort of European football. That's what I would love to do. That is my expectations. But either way, let's go through the new team. It is still familiar in places like Cody Gakpo at left wing. We have Yusuf Poulsen at striker. 6'4", 29 years of age. So yes, getting on a bit, but a tall, reasonably quick and nice and physical sort of target man that I've been screaming out for. Love Sean Maguire, love Manu Vallejo. Again, still did not get down the pronunciations. I'm about done with it. But I've now moved him to centre attacking midfield since you look at his shooting, passing, dribbling, very technical player. He can play in both positions just fine. But up top, I needed someone with a bit of height, a bit of a target man, someone that can hold the ball up. Yusuf Poulsen, I am hoping will be a godsend for me after having to play with very shorter, still very pacey players like Sean Maguire and Manu. But I really think this is a player of his skill set and of his type that's really going to help. And of course, Pedro Jesus at right wing. Now 82 rated and still only 20 years of age. As I said, Manu has moved to centre attacking midfield. He should do okay there. And the midfield has completely changed now. We got two new centre midfielders, including Angelino, who I have converted from a left back to a centre midfielder, and can you see why? Look at the pace, the passing, the dribbling, the defending, the physical stats that he has for only being 5'9". This man, despite being a left back in game, he has got so many amazing technical attributes that I almost feel he's kind of wasted at left back. I've moved him to the middle of the park. He should hopefully be a godly centre midfielder for me, despite the fact he's only a left back. But he is now. Mandragora as well is another player that we signed on a pre-contract. Not an absolutely crazy player or anything, but he's really kicked on in this career mode. Got up to a very good level, and we've got him in too. The passing, the dribbling, the defending stats. So these two are not only good maestros with the ball, but they're also good defensively as well. If we were to compare their stats, you see Angelino in terms of pace, passing just by a little bit, dribbling only just by a little bit, but really they are so similar. It's only just the pace of Angelino that tops Mandragora, but aside from that, they're almost identical. And the back four is the same still. We have got Johnny, we have Hernandez, we have got Joe Worrall still the captain, and Danny Da Costa with Muric in goals still. But we do have a new face, Kamara here, a centre-back, 23 years of age, 82 rated. We got him on a pre-contract. I'm not moving him into that centre-back position just yet. Joe Worrall is still my captain. He's still starting, but I'm definitely going to give Kamara games, and if he impresses, then he'll get the start. My only concern with him is him being 5'11". For a centre-back, I don't really love it, but at the same time, Hernandez is only 6 foot. So the fact that he's only just a little bit shorter hopefully wouldn't be a massive deal, but I do like having someone with a bit of height down back. So yeah, I'm sticking with this for now. Hernandez also has been very good for me, so he keeps his starting 11 spot. Tough on Kamara, but he'll get his go. The rest of the bench includes Joel Kelly at left back. We have Christian Ferreira now moved to the bench, despite the fact he was almost arguably my best player last season, so it's tough on him. I might even play him at centre attacking midfield if Manu doesn't really work out for me. Gomez is there, Verbic is still in, and Maguire is my backup super sub striker. And of course the reserves, we got backup goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and strikers as well, and some players that I'm definitely going to start looking to move on. Some I'll try to loan away, but for this season as well, I'm also thinking with the amount of youth academy players we've got brought up that have been loaned away, that are sitting in our reserves, and some that we still have in our youth squad, I really don't need to send out youth scouts this year, so I'm actually not going to. These are the drills I'm going to give. We have got Einar Lunde, our striker that's like 6'7" with 90-something pace and 90-something strength. An absolute beast already at 64 overall. I'm just waiting for him to get up to like a 70 or so. And don't worry, I'll fix up the fact that he for some reason now doesn't have a face. Whatever. Anderson is going to be getting drills. Mikkel Bus is going to be getting drills as well. This is another guy that's like 90-something pace. Stamina and strength is ridiculous despite his lower overalls as well. And Sean Hughes. I've had Muric sometimes go down injured and then Hughes or Watson has been our backup. I think I need to start really training up one of our goalkeepers. Hughes I'm going to start giving drills to and hope that we can really fire him up to at least mid-70s overall now, that we need someone that's at least somewhat decent to back us up if Muric was to go down. Unfortunately, we're still suffering with the same weird bloody issues with Pedro Jesus and Muric, saying that they're not getting enough playing opportunities despite the fact they're both crucial players and playing almost every single game. They were still being told that they want to go, which I don't understand what the issue is, but I do not want to sell any of these players unless I get a ridiculous amount in for them. But I might be forced, maybe one day it's going to happen, because look at what it's doing to their morale. It tanks their stats because of this. Pedro Jesus, who should be a banging player for me, has -8, -5, negative all this for a whole bunch of his stats because of his morale. And the same, unfortunately, goes for Muric as well. You look at his bloody... thankfully, his stats are already pretty bloody baller, especially that kicking. Oh my God. But it all goes down by a bunch, and it shits me how this is such a... how this is just a glitch that's come out of nowhere. But it almost makes me wonder... I don't know. I'd be able to make so much money if I sold Muric and Jesus, and we'd be able to replace them so easily, but I'd rather not do it if I don't have to. The budget this season looks like this. We've got around 90 million or so in the budget and just over $200,000 worth of wage. So I tell you what, that is enough to go out and sign some pretty top players. Like, honestly, I don't know. This could be a season where we really go all out to try to secure European football. And of course, with a brand new transfer window, we have a brand new bunch of players in the shortlist. Some familiar. We have some goalkeepers in the event that Muric has to be sold, and some other players that, you know, we can get in to replace even Pedro Jesus if he has to go, whatever. But we have Maignan there, Mike Maignan, who I believe used to actually be a PSG goalkeeper, now at Lille. So yeah, he's an option for me. I could go with Andre Lunin, who's actually, I think I should be able to get on the cheap because he's in the last year of his contract. The same goes for Timo Horn. As a matter of fact, Timo Horn is my 100% budget option here. I could get that man for less than 10 or maybe about bang on $10 million. He'd be the same overall. He wouldn't be... You know, he'd be a few years older. He's just like 30, and he's probably going to drop off maybe in a season or two. But he could be a real cheap option for me as well if I need a new goalkeeper. And then we've got centre-back options. Nothing really that I'm chasing massively there. Got a few other players too as well. I found this guy, Sergi Dada, who's actually got a ridiculous release clause, to the point where he's 83 overall. I'd almost want to pay that just now, just to have someone else. But I definitely don't need to spend any of my money on midfielders. I'm super covered in that area for now. We've got players like Jonathan Bamba here, who might be real nice players for like, try to get like mid-80 rated players now that we've got a couple of low 80 rated players, but no one in the mid-80s. You know, I think we might need like European football for that to happen, or for us to really be doing quite well. Regardless, a few other players like Barrow, Quina here, who we've still got, Golovin, who I've actually had in there for a little while too. And just others as well, man. For the right wing position, like Cengiz Under here, who we could potentially sign and bring in to get rid of or to replace Jesus. Martin Odegaard was maybe an option for me as well. Some other strikers too that more fit the bill of what I'm going for now, like a tall, somewhat pacier striker, a bit of a mix of a target man. So like Joelinton and Tammy Abraham, Inaki Williams is there as well. So good options too, you know. There's a few pathways we could go down and some pretty decent players we could buy, but no one I absolutely feel like I need right now. But anyway, it is time for the first group game of our Audi Cup campaign, the pre-season friendly. Oh my God, we've actually taken the lead early, but of course, and that was with my main starting 11 too, and of course, the guy that scores my goal gets bloody 2 yellows and sent off, and we lose. God damn it. Okay, this happened last season. We played in the Audi Cup group stage, lost all of our games. I was hoping to at least get out of the group this time. I don't know if it'll happen. Goodness me. But the other games that we have in our group are against Monaco and Roma, so they're not any easier. I could already maybe take the L here and just throw out the second team. I'll give the Monaco game a go. We'll see. Come on, fingers crossed. Hopefully, if we can get a win here, then it's on. Even a point, I'd probably say we'd rule it out. Skip, 2-1, forget it. Another bloody player sent off. Are you goddamn kidding me? Oh, I would have been nice to have gotten the extra couple of million, because it could have come in handy, but now stuff it. Alright then, let's just get this one out the way against Roma with the second team out there, hoping for some... in the end, both of our games end up being 1-0, and geez, Christ's sake, whatever. At least we only conceded the one this time and not the two. And that was with the second team. But of course, had to be an injury in there. I see it late. Riddle Baku is out. That's going to be a 3-day injury, nothing to stress over. And again, disappointment in the Audi Cup once again, back to back. Not able to get out of the group stage. This is why I played so many games last season, because simming is actually going to be a bit of a pain. It's a real bitch for me with my teams overall, despite it improving so much. At the beginning of last season, it was nowhere near the level of most other Premier League teams, and I would have got whacked up. I've got an offer come through here for Arthur McCall, our, man that I coined as the next Harry Kane. Every time he comes into the game, it feels like he scores out of nowhere. It's ridiculous, but I mean, getting a bit of an offer for a man that has, definitely maybe down the line got a spot in the team, but just at the moment, I'd be intrigued to see how much we could push Barcelona for. And I mean, I'm really going to look to push him here. Something like 40 mil minimum. Who knows? Maybe we might be able to get something for him out of that. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, continuing on with training. We've got Hughes up to a 70 now, so that's good to see. He's now our equal second highest rated goalkeeper again. Going to keep training him till he gets up to about mid-70s or even maybe high 70s. And Einar Lunda, we're going to continue to hopefully develop his attacking drills. Hopefully he will become a beast. And actually, speaking of the man, Einar Lunda, we get ourselves a 1-year loan deal, but I'm kind of okay. I probably just want to keep training him up, honestly. I know he won't actually be playing for us, but you know what? Stuff it. I'd still like to train him up and at least get him up to about a 70. And with, again, if you haven't seen this man's stats, I'm telling you. I'll show you in a second. For now, I'll probably reject this one for Jamie Shackleton because he's actually still quite a useful player for me. But again, this man, Lunda, you see the 97 pace and 88 physical stats. His shooting, passing, dribbling, and all his technical stats for a striker are absolutely horrific. But 5-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, 6'7" with that pace, that physical already. His acceleration, his sprint speed, his strength, decent stamina, the jumping is there as well. The technical stats, the skill attributes are goddamn awful, I know. But you know he's a player that could instantaneously come into a game and just be a beast, regardless of his awful technical stats. We work on those technical stats, and this man is a god. We really do have, like, the next Ibrahimovic on our hands with this guy. And imagine Ibrahimovic if he was one of the fastest players in the game. Like, that would just be scary. And again, Muric and Jesus, the transfer requests coming through because of this dumb glitch. We've barely even played any games this season. Why are they asking so early? I don't know. But Kelly, apparently an offer for Atletico Madrid, probably going to turn that down. Real Madrid coming in big with an offer for Joe Worrall. That is intriguing. The last time they signed an English centre-back, what was his name? Jonathan Woodgate. Didn't go so well. But I could entertain this as well, maybe. I mean, we couldn't get anything for Arthur McCall, but maybe we could get something for Worrall. And I probably might accept this loan offer for Staunton as well. He is a player that is definitely, he's got potential in him, Staunton, but I haven't been able to play him in the Premier League. I didn't barely at all last season, so we'll actually loan him away. I'll keep Lunda around. We can reject this one for Kelly. And this one for Joe Worrall. 100 million apparently is what I could get for him. Let's actually be somewhat realistic with this one. I'm not even going to ask for... Actually, maybe I'll go for 95 million as a max. And don't sell the player for any less than... God, if we're going to sell our captain of our football club, we're going to need a fair amount here. So I'm going to go with that range there. Let's see what they say. Hey man, Real Madrid have money. You never know. We'll just throw it out there. We'll see what happens. Still yet to hear back. It's still ongoing. Unfortunately, the Staunton loan has... it was accepted, but it broke down, of course. I'm going to try to loan away Mickelbust as well and get him going with his overall. Pedro Jesus, we have a $125 million offer for him from Chelsea. Could get apparently 200 mil for him. Again, I'll delegate and ask, but I'm not sure. I'm going to as an absolute minimum, want to sell him for 220, sell him for no less than like 175. They're the numbers I'm talking about. And they're paying that much for an 82 rated Brazilian. It's crazy. This is why I don't think it's going to come off. But they're willing to pay 125, so goddamn. These teams, they see the potential. They're signing him for the player he's going to be. Hughes is already up to a 71 too, by the way, so this is awesome. Again, a loan move breaks down. Bloody hell. Another loan offer for DeWitt. I'm just going to take care of all the loan stuff in the background from now on. Joe Worrall, 60 million for him. We could actually sell Joe Worrall for a very good amount of money. I'm only just seeing this. Still waiting to hear back from Real Madrid too. Another loan offer and a training injury for, oh my God, 2 months. Cody Gakpo is out. And does this mean I have to go with, bloody Verbic at left wing? I don't even know. I could maybe even go with Sean Maguire at left wing. We're going to have to do something. But anyway, we've made it now to the first Premier League game of the season. We get a bit of an easier start to things this time in the Premier League. We had pretty tough games to begin. I remember going up against, Tottenham, Manchester City, and a few other teams very early on, although to be fair, we did beat Manchester City. But we start at home this season. We take on a recently promoted team in Derby County. As a matter of fact, let's see who else came up. Yeah, this season it looks like Cardiff City have come up into the Premier League. They're back. Crystal Palace, I'm pretty confident Crystal Palace were not in the Premier League last season, so they've come up. And Derby County have also come up as well. They are the first team we take on this season. With a pretty new looking team as well. Still very familiar. However, some pretty decent new names in that I am really, really looking forward to seeing how I go with. A brand new midfield with Manu at centre attacking midfield. You've got Angelino and then Mandragora at the centre midfield positions. A new striker, Yusuf Poulsen, who should be incredible. I'm looking forward to it. Can we get Europa League though? That is the goal. I'm trying to get Europa League as an absolute, that's just the end goal. The pressure is on. Qualifying is a mandatory achievement. Not sure about that. We are a threat to other teams. That I'm going to go with. That's my answer. Why do you stick with Poulsen in your starting 11 even if his performances have... Okay, well, come on. We've only played 3 pre-season games and he was only in 2 of them, I bet. His time is running out. He's in a rough patch. He must play to regain sharpness. Yeah, we'll go with that. We got to back the boy. He hasn't even played a Premier League game yet. And we haven't seen any new signings at Salford since the transfer window opened. That is technically true, but we've just had a bunch of pre-contract signings that we made in January come and join us. So there's no massive rush. We need more strength. We're building a winning team. I'm going to say we're good all over the pitch. For what we are and for the team we are, I would say we are pretty much good all over the pitch. We've nearly got an all 80 rated starting 11. Now at left wing, I'm going to go with Angel Gomez, and I am going to roll with that. Unfortunately, the injury for Cody Gakpo means I had to replace him for at least the next 2 months or so. I was thinking about going with Maguire at that left wing position because that would have been pretty decent. I know Verbic is probably the guy you should play in that position, but I'll be honest, he hasn't been amazing for me. So Gomez, who can play at that left wing position, I decided to go with him. The reason I nearly went with Maguire is because he can also play at left midfield, and that's almost essentially the same. But his shooting, his passing, and his dribbling actually isn't anywhere near as good as Gomez is. And their pace is actually quite similar too. So in the end, I feel like it was a pretty easy choice. I'm going to go with Gomez at left wing, see how he does, and Verbic can come on for either the left wing or the right wing position. I reckon this is a pretty solid looking team. Unfortunate to lose Gakpo for the first game, but the only player that is below an 80 rating now is Joe Worrall. And that midfield, Mandragora just went up by 1, as did Angelino. Even Pedro Jesus went up to 83. Man, we're looking pretty good. We've settled, we've found our footing in the Premier League. We had a very slow start last time around, and yet still we had a bit of a chance, albeit an outside chance, with 5 or 6 games left to go in the Premier League, of making Europa League. Can we do it next season, or can we do it this season is what I meant to say. That is the goal. European football or bust this season. Can we do it? Welcome back again, everyone, to the Salford City Stadium. This is the Premier League, and it's Salford taking on Derby County. I would have to imagine that Derby County are probably one of the bang-on favourites to be relegated in this season. So we've been given, on paper, a much easier game. So I really hope we can make the most out of it. And this is the brand new starting 11. Danny DaCosta, Worrall, Hernandez, and Johnny. The back line is the same, but Mandragora, Vallejo, and I saw there Angelino as well. Yusuf Poulsen is our new striker. Jesus and Gomez. Angelino at centre midfield. That's one of the ones I'm really looking out for. How Yusuf Poulsen goes as well. Man, there are some big questions in this team, but some real talent, and hopefully we can all put it together. Derby County, on the other hand, have back for, what is a 4-2-3-1 formation. Bielik there and Graham Shinnie, James Forrest, Holmes and Tom Lawrence, and at striker position is Jack Marriott. They've got a very small striker up there, and I don't know how good that team could possibly be, even 5 years in the future, if they're any Premier League quality team. I don't know. Pressure definitely on me in this first game in the Premier League this season to get the 3 points. Can we do it at home? Let's go. Underway with season 2 in the top division. Angel Gomez, and we get it to Angelino, who has some pace. We know that he does, and he's actually able to run away past a lot of people here. Crossed in. I was hoping that Yusuf Poulsen would run a little further away from his man and try to get more to the back post there, because I can actually cross balls in now with confidence to my striker that he's over 6 foot tall. Trying to stick in the way here. I'm trying to make sure it switches to the right players. Marriott gets a bit of a half-hearted chance off. Good tackle, Javi Hernandez. He is going to get it there. Good stuff. Jesus, Mandragora. Get it to Angelina. Oh, brilliantly done. And now here it is. Yusuf Poulsen, the new man. Oh my God. Denied by the crossbar and the post, I feel like, at the same time. That was upper echelon stuff. Brilliantly intercepted by Angelino, but as he stretches out to go to pick it off, it bounces right to one of theirs. And now they keep it. It goes over the top. It's going to stay in. Lawrence is going to keep it in. The fake shot, it's not getting past Danny DaCosta. Good tackle. Crossed in back stick. Oh dear, Poulsen is back. He's not going to win any of these headers. They're just sitting there so kindly. Can we actually get someone underneath this? Jesus, awkwardly, bloody chests it down. And look at the left side here. Gomez is... Oh, referee! I was about to launch him away. You better, I fucking better get the card out. That's what I thought. There it is. Oh my God, Jesus is all over the park right now. It's crazy. Mandragora, pass here. Is Manu Vallejo going to be able to get in here? I'm going to try it. Oh, I tell you what though, look at this. Look at this. Still haven't set up a goal scoring chance. Fucking how? How did one defender cover 2 of them? How did you 2 not combine to get someone clean through away? I don't fucking believe that. Crossed in. Muric will grab that one. I am not going to have time. I can try to push this, but I don't know what my chances are. Mandragora is going to knock this one forward. We have got to go here. Quick, son. Jesus could try across at the back stick and hope for the best, but the keeper comes out, punches it away, and we definitely should be 1-0 up. We had the chance so cruelly denied by the woodwork with Yusuf Poulsen before, and then Manu Valero and fucking Yusuf Poulsen had one defender covering the 2 of them, and the one defender successfully got in the way of them all. How they didn't fucking sort that shit out, I do not know, and I'm not happy about it. But we've been all over Derby County to start. My Lord, it's surely, hopefully, the goal will come in the second if it continues. Yusuf Poulsen, touch, fake shot here. Manu Valero, oh, that had to be the first. Saved again. Yeah, I saw that coming. And no one's there. Oh dear. What a block. Javi Hernandez though. Now Gomez wins the header. Now Manu Valero at that centre attacking midfield position. Poulsen is fucking surrounded. I hold the ball up. Get it to Johnny. Can we continue on our way here? Maybe now we might be able to sort something out. Angelino's got space to bring it forward. Now out there to Manu Valero. We're going to put it in for Poulsen. Poulsen will get it to his left foot. This time, it's finally the first. Yusuf Poulsen scores his first for Salford. Come on, baby. We were patient. We took our time. And after an hour of toiling in this game, we take the lead finally. And our centre attacking mid and striker combine. It's a simple little turn. Shift of the body from the right foot to the left foot. The defender's looking to cover the near post. Instead, we just slot it at that far stick, beating the keeper finally. There is our 1-0 lead from our brand new number 9, or technically number 19. Yusuf Poulsen's on the board. Get in, baby. 63 minutes in. Finally, our first of the Premier League season. That's a great slide. Oh my God, what a slide tackle from you-know-who. It was Joe Worrall that set up this second. Manu Valero gets the second. This all starts from a sensational slide tackle. Oh, what brilliance from Joe Worrall. He set up this second goal, and we scored 2 in less than 5 minutes, it feels. And the scoreline is now what I fairly think reflects the game. 2-0 and only 20 minutes left to go in this. We're surely on the verge of our first win in the Premier League this season, in our first game of the Premier League season. And we could be on for a few today. Angelino. Oh, that's a bad back pass. I thought that was going to get picked off. Jesus. Oh, I've gone too far in the end. My God. God, I could have even got Jesus on the board. Here we go. Lawrence now on the opposite side. Da Costa's had him in his pocket. I'm strolling forward here. I'm getting chased. I think whoever's chasing me is a faster defender. He gets bumped off the ball by Shin. You know, I got to be honest, Jesus has unfortunately had not the greatest of days. And again, he just gets swamped every time he gets the ball. Not sure why. He's getting man-marked almost. But Angelino doing some skills to set up. Hopefully a third. Not going to happen, though. It's saved by their goalkeeper. Actually, maybe we might still get it. No, Shinny taking too fucking long there for error. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we win by 2 or 3. It's still going to end up in 3 points, and we keep our clean sheet as well. So what a start to this Premier League season. We had to fight for the first 45 minutes or for the first hour, but we eventually hit the score sheet. Then we picked up a second in very quick succession. Lovely stuff. Salford City with 3 points. And this is the start to our Premier League season that we wanted. But we have to kick on from here. Have to get the points that we didn't get early on last season. And who knows what could happen this season. With this team looking good to begin, we may be on for something. I will take that. 2-0 win. It probably could have and almost should have been 3 with how much we were over them. Like, we were all over them for the whole game. Paulson got his goal, which I'm so happy about as well. He looks like he could be great. Must keep momentum. Praise his resilience. We'll go with that. Yeah, sure, why not? Considering you were the favourite team coming in, do you think Derby County was intimidated by Salford? Oh, yes, Derby County had every reason to be. You know what? Stuff it. Let's be a little bit cocky. I don't mind. Come on. And quite a resounding victory today with a 2-0 score. How pleased are you with the team's performance? Pretty pleased that we dominated almost the whole game. Maybe the scoreline should have been a little bit better. We can do even better. We could have won by more. I think that's only the most accurate response to how I'm feeling. But in the end, we got the job done. That's all I can ask for. Thank you very much. Next game is in a week. It's Spurs away. We also played this fixture, this exact fixture, very early on in the Premier League, and we got whacked 5-0. Need to improve on that. Looks like we're not going to get anything from Real Madrid for Joe Worrall. They consider the $79 million price tag too high. Maybe fair enough. Pedro Jesus, we won't be able to get enough out of Chelsea for either. And you know what? I don't mind. I still want to keep him around. Players like Muric and Jesus, like season 1 players, even guys like Sean Maguire, we have sentimental value for. And there's still good players in the team that don't need to be replaced. But if we have to sell them on, if we have to get in all this cash, then, I mean, it happens. Who knows? I mean, we will see whether or not we need to end up doing something like that in the future. I feel like eventually it will happen regardless. For now, though, we are underway with this Premier League season, and hopefully it will be a much better season for us. We won't just crack top 10 like we couldn't do last season. We might be able to crack the top 7, top 6 even possibly. Hopefully we can do a little bit more in the cup competitions as well. We got knocked out straight away in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, so looking to do more there. We have a lot more potential to do some bits this season. We'll see whether or not we can do it, but until the next episode, my name is Masterbucks. We are underway with season 5 of this unbelievable Salford City career mode. It ticks on and on. Until the next episode, have a good one. My name is Masterbucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you later. Bye-bye.